everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kai and this is another bookish video. Now, not all the videos on this channel will be bookish, some will be travel, some will be lifestyle, but I really have a passion for reading, and so that's what we do here on Bookish Days. We share passions for reading. And now I'm done with my cheesy intro. Hi guys, just your Edlin Gremlin here. Yeah, this vlog is from last year where I reread my favourite series and I found it in the archives and I thought you might enjoy it. So let's jump into it. So I am in a very kind of nostalgic mood. I haven't been reading too much. I've been listening to a couple of audiobooks and reading like books from my childhood, so middle grade books. But I really am in the mood to reread some of my favourite books. So I thought, why don't we do that? So yeah, let's go into the library and ignore the clothes behind me. Let's go in here. Oh no, it's subreddit. Okay, so favourite book time. For those of you who don't know, I just love books. Wow, I'm not funny. Let me sit you down and we will get into the book. So, the Vampire Academy series and its spin-off Bloodlines. Now, these hold a special place in my heart because I started reading them when I was 16, 17 years old, and the Vampire Academy series as well as the Bloodline series kind of grew up with me. You know, they were coming out as I transitioned from a teenager to an adult, and I think the last one came out when I was in my 20s. So it holds a special place in my heart. And it was the first series after Harry Potter that I remember being excited about and having to have the next book, even though it wasn't going to be released for months. And as soon as it hit like its publication date, I would be there picking it up and so excited. Because, you know, whereas with the Jim Doyle trilogy, I had them all the time. I had 3 of those books and I could devour them back to back to back. Whereas Vampire Academy and Bloodlines made me wait. It was so good though. I devoured these books, especially when Vampire Academy was out. I would devour them. And then having to wait, I think I had to wait for the Spiritbound and Last Sacrifice to be to be released. And then we had the Bloodlines wait, which so these books are near and dear to me. I love them. I could finish one in a day because they're addicting. And so yeah, let's just go through the books first. First you have Vampire Academy, Frostbite, Shadow Kiss, Blood Promise, Spiritbound, and Last Sacrifice. So yeah, I will just tell you what the first book is about and why I love them, and then you can read on, again on Goodreads if you're wanting to know more. But Vampire Academy, we follow Rose Hathaway, who is a Dhampir, and she is training, or was training, to be her best friend Alyssa's guardian, but then some things happened and they decided to run away from school, and 2 years after they've been on the run, they're caught and dragged back to school. And we are kind of dealing with Rose's kind of punishment to running away and her training. And it's just so good. There is forbidden romance, but it's done really well. It's just so good. I am so attached to this world, these characters. And you get so invested. And the beautiful thing about Rochelle Mead's writing in these books, including the spin-off, is that each character has a distinctive voice. And especially Rose, like Rose's voice and her tone is so distinctive, and although she shows a lot of character growth throughout the season, you can still tell it's her. It's not like she's changed completely. And I think a lot of books make that mistake when they're doing character development. They change their voice too much. They change who they were too much. You know, I'm not the same as I was when I was a teenager, but I definitely have, you know, the way I talk and move, a lot of that is similar, and so her tone stays the same, but you get to see her growth, which is beautiful and so well written. And then we move on to the Bloodline series, which I'm not going to say too much about, because if you haven't read Vampire Academy, you haven't read any of them, you need to. This is not a series you can really jump into, because it has a lot of spoilers for the Vampire Academy series. So if you haven't read Vampire Academies, read that first and then jump into this. So I'm not going to give away too much, but that is the Bloodline series, and I'm just going to say this follows Adrian and a few other characters from the Vampire Academy series, which I don't think get introduced for a while, so not going to mention them. So yeah, Adrian does get mentioned in the second book. You find out who he is, and that's all I'm going to tell you. So this follows Adrian, and you have Bloodlines, the Golden Lily, the Indigo Spell, the Fiery Heart, Silver Shadows, and the Ruby Circle. So that's all of Bloodlines, and I am dying to reread these. So yeah, I will be vlogging, I think, of my experience, because in all honesty, I could probably get through these really quickly. Yeah, so I'll be vlogging. I'll be like saying if my feelings have changed. I did read Vampire Academy last year, and I flicked through a lot of books, and I know I still love them, so don't be shocked if I come out saying these are 5-star reads, because to me all these books are 5-star reads. They all hold a special why can't I speak? They all hold a special place in my heart. I really love these. Like, if I lost all my books, these are the ones I would first go and repurchase, and a few more, like Angel Burn. Some of these haven't made it into... Right, so I realise that I have probably missed a lot of books that I am head over heels with, and that's because I haven't finished the series. So that's why I haven't mentioned them. So like Angel Burn, the Scythe and Thunderhead, the Bone Season, the Peculiar Children. There are so many. Like Mistborn is probably going to become one of my favourites. I haven't mentioned them though, because I haven't finished the last book of Mistborn. I haven't read Math of Days. I haven't finished the Bone Season trilogy, and Thunderhead still has another book coming out, as well as Angel Burn. Haven't finished that. So maybe I will redo this video once I have finished all the kind of series. I'm definitely more of a series person. Anyway, so I'll be rereading these this year, and I'll be taking you on the journey. This is a super casual video. Yeah. So I just felt like sitting down and filming. I hope you guys like this more casual style. But now I've got to get to work, so I'll see you soon. Why can't I talk? And you guys, I forgot how much I really enjoyed this series. I read this last year, kind of breezed through it, but I'm paying so much more attention this time, and I just love it so much. And I know a lot of people are rereading a few different books kind of this time of year, and I reread Twilight quite recently, and in comparison, I forgot how much this book series has impacted me and shaped me as a reader. I love the characters, and I know like the growth that happens throughout the series, and I just really love Rochelle Mead's writing. I'm so in love with this world, with this character, with the characters. It definitely feels like I'm returning home. Yeah, it's the same feeling I get when I'm talking about like Hogwarts, or Spencer's Academy from A Great and Terrible Beauty, that trilogy. And oh, I just love this world so much. It's so good, you guys. I just love Rose, and I know what happens throughout the next 6 books. And I just like, ooh, throw the book on the floor, but I just am so in love with this world and the characters and the writing. I can't wait to continue this reread. Right, you guys, so I just finished this, and safely to say it is still probably my favourite series of all time. There are so many reasons why I adore this book. This was written in the time of, Twilight, the Hunger Games, and yeah, it's about vampires, but I find it took a different take. It took a different take on a lot of aspects of the YA tropes that were happening then, especially like forbidden love and how vampires aren't bad and all that kind of thing. It kind of reinforced why this is definitely my favorite book series from that era. If not my favorite book series of all time, this and the Bloodline series. I'm sorry I'm so sniffly. My hay fever's acting up because all the rapeseed is out. Anyway, so the one thing I'm sad I didn't do is like annotate. So I might go back here in a bit and just kind of mark out some things that I thought was really well done. I think Rochelle Mead, whether she knew where this series was going when she wrote the first book, or she just developed the rest of the series around this book and built off of it. She did that very well, because I've reread these books so many times, but every time I read them I go back and I am reminded why I love them so much, and it's always fun, especially if you're reading something more critical, to see points of which people like jumped off of, or Easter eggs, things like that. And I love the characters, and I know where everything's going. I know the ups and downs, the highs and lows of this whole series, and yet I'm still eager to read more. So I think that is a big deal. I am going to do a whole wrap up on these because I can't put into words why I love these so much. I just think she did such a good job with this series and then its spin-off Bloodlines, building the world and the characters. Yeah, and it's not me fangirling over it for no reason. Like, I am not a diehard, I guess I am a diehard Rochelle Mead fan. These books really kind of changed how I read, what I read. As I was saying in one of my last ones, they're the first real series after Harry Potter came out that I remember devouring and being there on the release days and publication days and just wanting and needing this world in my life. And, I still use some of the books as like comfort books. They're my books I just pick up and skim through and reread if I'm having a bad day. So yeah, and it's quite a stressful year for me this year, so I'm glad I'm sticking to my guns and rereading this. That being said, I'm about to go and pick up Frostbite. I can't wait. I'm just in the mood. Like, I haven't watched any TV over the past day since I picked this up, so I flew through a 400-page book. A 300-something page book in a day. So I'm not too upset about that. Yeah. I don't want to talk too much more about this because I'm going to do a wrap up. I'm going to make some notes. I don't know if I should like write about it in a blog post or if I should do a video. One of those will happen. So in love. Right. Because I'm still in the mood to read, let's go and pick up Frostbite. I have a pile in the floor of all my books I'm ready to read. So, this is Frostbite. Here it is. It's probably my least favorite out of the series. It's not a bad book. It's enjoyable, it's needed, it builds the story and the plot and the characters, and everybody grows. It's good. That's what I remember from last time I read it, but it's not my favorite out of all of them. Don't hate it, I love it, but it's kind of like, ranking the Harry Potter books. It's difficult for most people, but yeah. On to the second book. Yeah, should I sit outside? It's such a nice day. I think I'll sit out here. Right, so let's go. So I managed to finish Frostbite in a day, which is insane. If you saw that last clip, I was painting and listening to it, and I got carried away painting and got carried away into the book and just finished it. It was so good. I was listening to the audiobook. I do have the physical book as well, so but I consumed most of it through the audiobook while I was painting, and I was sitting there crying because if you know, you know. Oh, this book series is just so good, and I'm enjoying noticing things that I forgot, and it's just so good. I also went ahead and picked up Shadow Kiss last night. I couldn't sleep, so I read quite a bit of this. I'm also listening to the audiobook, so I haven't updated this since listening to the audiobook this morning, but I'm about halfway through, I think. And again, just really enjoying the world, enjoying the characters. Oh, I love it so much. Now, Shadow Kiss is probably my second favourite book, if not my favourite book. I really do love Blood Promise. So it's a tie between these two. So I'm just really happy to be in this world again. And yeah, I know I'm not explaining very much. I'll do a recap once I finish everything. But I still am genuinely happy. And there's just so many things, you really see how the events in the first book affected Rose, and in the second book, how they just kept building that momentum, and yet she's not perfect, so it doesn't show her going from, slightly immature to grown up, well-minded, knows everything, is perfect all the time. It's actually very realistic to how we grow as humans. We still make mistakes and things, but we try not to, and we realize when we do, and we're very, we accept the mistakes we make. And I think it's just good. It's good to see that kind of growth in a character, and I'm enjoying it. And we have Adrian, because we're in book 3, so Adrian is now a prominent character. Loving it. Adrian is definitely one of my favorite characters. All of these are my favourite characters, if we're being really honest. And if you don't know, Adrian has his own spin-off series, and a few other characters, which I'm not going to say anything, because if you're reading along or haven't read this far, wow. Right, I'm dying from lack of sleep. I've drank a giant cup of coffee, so I'm going to crack on. So I'll see you guys when I finish this. finished it. Still just as good as the first time. I'm trying really hard not to cry because I've done my makeup and I don't want it to like ruin before I go to work. So good. I love it so much. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit sad, a bit emotional. I will say there is like one critique, because I feel like this vlog is just going to be me going, oh, it's amazing, which it is. But I didn't realise how many times she kind of re-explains things, and it's frustrating in a way because obviously when you're binge reading a book series you already know this information, but I understand that, you know, these books came out years apart and, you know, you needed a bit of information, so at times it gets a bit annoying, but that's literally the only flaw I can find with this. But yeah, I'm gonna go and change into work clothes and try not to be sad. Oh, my heart. The sad thing is Scribd doesn't have Blood Promise. So, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go pick up Blood Promise. I'm gonna go get ready for work. Oh, I still love this book series so much. I'm glad I'm rereading it. It just makes my little heart happy. So somehow I pulled my neck working out. That's grand. Anyway, I am on, I don't know if I said I'm on this. I'm on Blood Promise, which is my favourite book out of this whole series. I'm really excited. Am I halfway through? Maybe. I'm about halfway through. I'm really enjoying it. Ugh, I'm just loving the rereads. Again, I think I said it with the last book series. Again, I know I'm being overly positive, but positive. Anyway, I know I'm being overly optimistic and positive about these books, but I still really love them. I think they're grand. My green wall's done. That's how I got so much reading done last week, is I was listening to audiobooks, but Scribd doesn't have the rest of the audiobooks, so I'm really upset about that. However, I'm really enjoying these. I just can't get over them. Again, my one pet peeve is just kind of the information repeats. Important because, yeah, most people didn't binge these, or they weren't like originally binge series because it wasn't all out. But yeah, it's probably something you'll notice if you're reading them, binging them like I'm doing. But that's a minor pet peeve, that doesn't bother me. Anywho, I'm just gonna get on and read because I'm lame and that's all I have to do this evening. Right, so I haven't actually made that much progress, but I did want to mention one thing I am loving, because I'm dumb and didn't mention it. This might be a little bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to know anything about this book, just mute me now or skip ahead about 20 seconds. I am loving the atmosphere Rochelle Mead creates, and the different setting of environment. I'm loving how, even though this is one like perspective story, we're only following one character, how she's able to use their bond to really like tell this as in the story, because, you know, she is in Russia and we're missing all of this action. It's really creative and I really enjoyed it, and I forgot how like good that bit is. And we get, you know, with Adrian, we get his dream walking and it's just really good. And yeah, anyway, back to reading. I finished it. Oh my goodness, I forgot what an emotional roller coaster this book is. So good. The growth of the characters, just the stakes keep rising and rising in these books. I'm so happy to be back with my favourite characters. But now I've got to get ready for work. 5 out of 5 stars. What did you expect? Still my favourite book out of the whole series. I really love it. I look nuts. I've got to get ready for work, and then I'll probably grab Spirit Bound to read at work. So yeah, next time I see you, I'll be ready, and hopefully a little less emotional. Again, just perfection. Love these characters. So attached, so enthralled. Love. So, reading Spirit Bound. Just a little ways into it. I didn't vlog last night because I was in the bath when I started it, and yeah. Anyway, I didn't realise how much I forgot about this book, and I'm only that much of the way in. this should be an interesting read. I'm still loving it, still loving the characters, still like the intensity, the plot, everything is rising, even, not very far in. I think I've just passed the 100-page mark. But it's so good. I'm so excited. But I forgot like a lot of things. So I've been reading my favourite book series, the Vampire Academy series, and I'm on Spiritbound still, just taking it slow this week. But I'm really kind of I need the bell of shame, shame, because I barely remember anything from this book. The things I'm assuming I remember are from the next book, so this is why you should reread your favourite series of all time regularly. Anyway, I'm halfway through, still really enjoying it. Enjoying being caught off guard because, again, didn't remember it, and trying really hard to not get certain storylines from this mixed up with storylines from the Bloodline series. Because, yeah, I don't want to say much because if you haven't read them, then it'll spoil it. Anyway, yeah, the only annoyance still is just the repetition of information, but I don't hate it. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still really happy I read it. I still love the world. I love the characters. I love the development and growth that is happening. But I think it's realistic growth because you can't change your personality overnight, and these books aren't set in like a super wide like time range. So you see this growth happening, but then you see them kind of falling back to their old ways and trying to grow from it and change, and it's just so good. It's making me like itch to read Bloodlines now too, because we're getting to know some of the characters from those books. I'm just really happy. Definitely can't wait for Last Sacrifice. But yeah, I'm just enjoying it. I'm just enjoying it about halfway through. I'm gonna finish this. Gonna make a cup of tea. Gonna enjoy life. It's rainy. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's good. I realise I look insane. Don't mind the blue light filter glasses. I've been working on my computer and editing and teaching and planting and people next door doing work, but I have a few minutes of just downtime. I don't know what voice that was, but I have some downtime, so I'm going to continue Spiritbound. I'm almost through with it. I'm really kind of like, it's bittersweet because I've got one more book left in the series and I've flown through it. Well, not so much this week, but last week I had a little bit more downtime and I flew through 3 books last week, and I've almost flown through 2 books this week, so it's a bit insane. But yeah, I'm just enjoying them. I keep touching my hair, I'm sorry, and I keep trying not to use my thumb because I've got a cut, like, I've got a really damaged nail, but it's all the way back before you can like actually cut it, so I keep catching it and it's the worst feeling ever. I hate that feeling of getting nails caught and stuff. It just, ugh. Anywho, Spiritbound, downtime. still in bed, but I finished it. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love it so much. I'm gonna do a full recap when I don't look like this.